officially, when it comes to monetizing your skills, the first step you're supposed to do is develop that skill. So like do a course, learn about something. And I'm so sure if you went past high school, if you've gone to school like past high school and you went to like a college or a uni, I'm sure there are skills that you learned that you can be able to monetize, right? I know some skills you can't be able to monetize like digitally, like as a remote worker, but most of them there's just a skill that you can find that you can be able to monetize. Even if you've not gone to college, you've not gone to uni, there are courses that you can do. So like there are free courses that you can do, some you pay for, and then you learn about something and then you apply. So first let me just explain like some of the skills. So for example, I'm an executive virtual assistant, and the most basic skill that you're supposed to have as a VA is the admin skills. And how you learn this is like maybe doing a course, you learn like how to do it. You can also go on YouTube and learn. And I always say, even if you have that one skill, you can be able to maximize on it, and you can be okay. 128 of you guys, okay, you can be able to, what was I saying? I've forgotten. But anyway, yeah, you just have to have like that one skill whereby you can maximize on it and become perfect at it. So for example, when I started out, I only had like graphic design skill because I learned it in school. I did mass comm. So there's this unit we did, like it was all about graphic design, and I learned how to use Canva, Adobe. So I knew how to do like logos and posters. And that's when because I was always interested in like the remote jobs, remote gigs. I always wanted to, to be like a remote worker. Like it's so cool that you can just work from anywhere. You can just work from home in your laptop and you make some good money. So the first thing I did, I went to Upwork, and that was like Kitambo. I went to Upwork, and luckily I got a gig. I had to do like different posters. So you're welcome, guys. I had to do like a logo for a business. So they told me to do like 20 different logos, and then they can like pick one. And so I got paid, and somehow I wouldn't say from that point like I knew how to go about it, or how what to do. If you like, to me it was just like like ilikuwa tu ni kama bahati, yeah. And so after that, I tried. Upwork, sometimes it's not like really easy to like get clients from there. So I tried, and then it didn't work out, so I gave up. I continued doing my schoolwork, nini, until like during this time I came across like virtual assistants. So, and I got interested. So I learned like what do virtual assistants do. I was watching YouTube videos of other virtual assistants explaining like what they do, and I first started learning the kind of basic skill like calendar management and email management, because that's so easy. Because you can just, so normally, okay, basically it's the Google Workspace that I learned like how to do it. Yes, I was doing it, but nearly 2 year Jew. So I learned how to like do it professionally, whereby I can manage a calendar or an email for clients. And so when I learned this, I I didn't really do a course for, so that's what I learned first. And I started like applying to jobs. I never got a job like in an agency, but I was close to. And then I just want to make the long story short. So after that, I connected with other virtual assistants, and then I got like mentored through. I connected with one virtual assistant, and I joined so many communities with other virtual assistants in Facebook, and also my LinkedIn. I connected with virtual assistants. So I was learning from them, like, okay, how is your day? How is your day as a VA? What do you do for your clients? How do I go about, finding a client? And so I was doing a lot of research, YouTube, nini nini, until I got like the first client who wanted me to do bookkeeping. So it's also like a skill. And I really didn't know, I didn't know how to do like the bookkeeping, but at least they gave me grace on like you can learn. So I went to YouTube, and I always say YouTube is like a university. You can learn anything on YouTube, anything that you want to learn. And you won't learn just using one video. There's so many videos you can do. So for example, if you want to learn how to do email management using Gmail or using Outlook, you'll go to, because I noticed like these things seem so basic, but when you come to learn, you really learn like so many things, even if it's just like email management. So you're going to go to YouTube and learn how to do it, and they show you tutorials. They even give you tasks on how, because another thing about a skill is you just don't read. Yeah, that's why I tell you guys, don't just go and do a course and sasa uanze kusema you've done a virtual assistant course, so now you have the skill already. Hapana, you have to practice on it. So practice whatever you learn. I know courses like Allison, normally they don't have practicals. So if you're doing Allison, make sure you're doing Allison and also you're doing YouTube. So for example, leo umelearn about calendar management, ama leo umelearn about email management, go to YouTube and learn how to do it. When you learn how to do it, practice it using your own accounts. Like you can create your own accounts. So for example, okay, for example, learn how to manage your calendar using Gmail, using Google, YouTube. What am I saying? You've learned how to do email management in Gmail, and you're doing a virtual assistant course for Ali. So what you're going to YouTube and search how to manage a client's Gmail or a client's calendar. This at least is going to give you like a broader picture on how to do it if you're having a client. And when you learn this, do it with your own account. So like manage your Gmail, and also not so many people don't manage their Gmail accounts. Like sasa kama when we were sending the emails to you guys, some of the email accounts were full, they couldn't receive emails. That means you've not managed your inbox. So you need to learn like how to do labels, how to do filters and all that. And when you practice that, you're able to even use it to your portfolio. So another thing, if you're working as a freelancer, there's something called a portfolio. A portfolio is like a digital resume. Yeah. And so what you do with your portfolio is like whatever you've learned and you've practiced. So for example, kama ni email ama ni calendar, you can just screenshot and add it um to your portfolio. If you're doing research, if you're doing data entry, you can also document. What I advise, if you're practicing on a skill, always document your journey. So kama you una learn about like lead gen and you're doing it, document it. Alafu, the first thing I'll tell you guys, kama uko interested in being a virtual assistant, learn how to use the Google Workspace, because you'll be using that most of the time. Like on a daily, you must use the Google Workspace, na Microsoft Suite. But sasa, now during your learning, you're supposed to, like what I advise, you're supposed to organize your files kwa Google Drive, right? Alafu sasa, yeah, okay, guys, so that I don't get distracted, don't ask the questions right now. We're going to have a Q&A session after this. So let me check how many minutes I have. Limits at 20. So I have like 20 more minutes. And then my guests will come in and then we'll do a Q&A session so that I'm not everywhere. What was I saying? Yeah, this is the problem now. So your portfolio, yeah, you organize the things that you've learned in a Google Drive folder, and then what you do during the making of your portfolio, you can embed that link. So for example, if you're using Canva, you can embed that link, or yeah, that link whereby if you shared a portfolio with your clients, they can click on that link, alafu they can see your work. So basically that's it. And now let me just check my notes. I feel like i've I've just been everywhere anyway. um so I am assuming, um yeah, thank you. I'm assuming that si kila mtu amejoin that wants to be a virtual assistant, because this was like a general thing, like how do you monetize your skills. And that's why I've said there are so many digital skills that you can do. And there are some digital skills that are in demand right now, like the virtual assistants, the digital marketing, website maintenance. If you're someone who can do automation, or if it's a skill that you're able to learn how to automate these tools, I see so many clients or so many companies hiring for such roles. Like they want someone who knows how to automate these tools, right? Because it takes a lot of time, and you'll find these clients wants to like maximize their time on like more important things than just like setting up tools and everything. So first naweza kuambia hivi, if you're a beginner you have no idea, and that's what I'm assuming. We have some of you here wenye ni you're beginner, ujui uanze wapi. The first thing naweza kuadvise is to do a course. You don't have to do a course for you to start, but it's really important. You'll be better than mtu mwenye anataka kama mimi. I did a course after. I didn't start by doing a course, which costed me like my time. I got scammed. So for you to avoid all this, and for you to have like something that you can be able to monetize, I advise you doing a course first. So kaa chini ujiulize, unaweza taka which kind of work you'd like to do. Would you want to be a virtual assistant? Ama where is your interest? Because I feel like when you're working, just it's better if you're working. It's better if, okay, for example, what am I saying? For example, I'm a virtual assistant. I really enjoy helping people, and that's basically being a virtual assistant. I really get like a fulfillment if I've helped someone out there. And so it aligns really well with what I'm doing. So at least match your interest with whatever you're doing. At least you won't get burnout, and you'll love what you're doing. You'll enjoy like doing the work, and it won't feel like you're working really. Aya, so I've told you guys the first thing utafanya ni ufanye course. So first umeidentify, mi niko na interest kama anapenda kuedit video, I like social media. You can also be a social media manager. I like na unaona like you have potential, you really understand like different platforms and how they work. Go and learn how to do social media. Kawe ni msee wa biz, you've uko na business yako, wende una managing. Kama uko na small business, wende una managing. You at least somehow, I'm assuming you have like digital marketing skills, because market like your business, even if maybe it's not that big, you have like the basic, yeah, to know like how a business runs and how to market, how to like. So when you do a course, you get like a more, yani you get equipped more, whereby you can help even a big business that is international. So you do a course, and then after a course, the next thing is now monetizing the skill. I hope we are together, guys. I hope whatever I'm sharing is helpful like to you guys. So you develop a course, you do a course, you develop a skill, you practice on that skill, right? Courses mostly zinaendanga kama 2 months, but it depends. Kuna courses zina take long. Kuna courses zina take long, kama software engineering, I'm sure uta take like 8 months or so. First ufanye course. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I've seen someone saying I should speak in English. They don't understand Swahili. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I just forgot like we could have like people from outside. Anyway, what I'm saying, the first thing is you. I'm so sorry, Laura, and anyone, and also my sister, Nanji. So the first thing is you do a course, you develop that skill, and you practice on your skill. Alafu sasa, when you practice on your skill, that's when you develop a skill. So for example, I like to compare it with like knowing how to drive. You can't really you can't really just get a book and read, and then like at you're good to you know how to drive a car. Also, you can just come to someone who knows how to drive a car and you ask them, how do I drive a car? They tell you, okay, so you're going to hold the steering like this, you're going to do this, and then you say like you're good to go. So you must practice on the skill. So that is what I'm emphasizing right now. You must practice on your skills so that you're even confident. If you get that client or if you get that job, you're able to deliver because you're good at it. Okay. And when you're starting, just find one skill. Don't be everywhere because that will be so confusing and you won't get perfect. Yeah, just find like one basic skill and you're good at it, and you market yourself well. That will open doors for you. And now as you go, you can you can now niche down to whatever you want to do. You can learn so many skills. So for example, in my line of work, I've been upskilling each and every time. I'll find a client who needs skill that I'm not really familiar with. And that's why I say it's really important for you to have that for you to be open-minded, in that you're a virtual assistant who just knows admin skills, but you can learn. We'll get there, but you can learn how to. Please don't ask questions right now. We're going to have a Q&A session. I'm not I don't know. I'll read. If you write the comments, don't write the comments. I don't know if I can hide the comments, but anyway, what was I saying? I'm so easily distracted. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me just load a little bit. Anyway, it has gone. It has gone. But what I was saying, just find like a one skill that you can become perfect at it and monetize. So let's go. Okay, yeah. Let's go now to after you have the skill, right? And again, I know maybe someone I'm mentioning the skill, they're like, now which skill do I learn? I've said find your interest, alafu go to YouTube or Google or ChatGPT and search the type of skills, the type of digital skills that revolve around like your interest, and then you can see how to go about it. Oh yeah, I was saying I've worked with clients whereby sometimes I find like I don't have the skill and I need to upskill. Sometimes it's not even about the client, but I need to learn something new. I need to learn how to do digital marketing. At like a client who would want like a digital marketing VA, because you'll find some skills will pay more than some. So for example, like the admin skills, they're just like the basic things, but the specialized things like social media marketing, social media management, digital marketing, website maintenance, things like those really pay you very good money, because not everyone can do it. But you'll find like maybe you being an admin VA, you're just doing email and calendar and whatnot. You're not able to compete, and you're not able to have like these well-paying clients because everyone knows how to do it. You'll see now in the Philippines, like it's like everyone in the Philippines is a virtual assistant and they can do that. And the bad thing about it, they really charge low rates. So the competition is stiff. If you're a freelancer or a beginner VA who is starting out right now or who is thinking to join this field, just know like right now it's becoming more and more saturated. You have to be unique. You have to have a skill that not everyone has. Okay, you have to have a skill that you, if you put in a room with like 1000 VAs, they can spot you and say, maybe they say, I need a VA who can do this. Yeah, I need a VA who can automate, go high level. You can be able to raise up your hand out of all those 1000 who just have like the admin skills. Okay, so once you've developed that skill, you're good to go. And the first thing I know that will come to your mind is, where now do I get these clients? Where do I get these jobs? So there's a two-way thing. If you're a freelancer, that means you're not working with an agency. Give me a minute, I'm getting tired. Yeah, and I have to be fast. So if you're a freelancer, there no if you want to be like in the remote space, there are two ways you can do it. You can become a freelancer, or you can work with an agency, right? So the difference is, if you're a freelancer, it's your own business and you manage everything. Okay, so for example, if you have the VA skills, right, you start first by setting up your business if you're a freelancer. So that involves like setting up your rates. Like if you want to be paid hourly, there are two ways. You can be paid hourly, or fixed rate. So fixed rate is just like the normal, where you get paid like monthly, you'll be paid this much. Or you can get paid like hourly. So you define your rates. Normally I say, if you're starting out, let $10 be your minimum. $10. But I'm not saying that you'll find clients who pay you $10. You'll find even clients telling you they pay their offshore um people $2, because that's what Philippines have done to us. They're charging low rates like $2, $1. They accept jobs, and that is really making it hard for you, especially if you're a beginner and you've okay. Another thing I want to tell you guys, please don't come off as a beginner to your client. I'm not telling you to lie, but um I want you to come out like someone, as an expert, someone who knows what they are doing. Not, it's not like they're giving you a chance. Oh, Shay, you're starting. Somehow they will, first of all, they won't pay you well. They will be like trust issues. And for you to be somewhere whereby you're a beginner, you've never worked with a client, or you've never worked like a remote job, and you want to come up out as an expert, you have to like practice on your skill. That gives you the confidence to even charge $20. So guys, like my first gig, forget about like the Upwork, that was long ago. The graphic design. So the first client that I worked with on a project, the bookkeeping one, they asked me, how much do you charge? I said $20. Remember, I was just like a beginner. I wasn't I didn't I had not worked with a client there before. And obviously I know, as a begin at a mimi I was unsure. As a beginner, you'll want to charge yourself low, gosh, because you're not really confident, because you're like, I've never worked with a client. But what I say, come off as an expert and be confident in yourself, that whatever the value you're bringing to the table is the value that you're charging. So if you I just say like 10 is the minimum, but if you even want to charge 20, 25, and your client agrees, like they're in the same budget, go for it. Okay. So I said like there's a two-way thing. You becoming a freelancer and you working with an agency. So if you're a freelancer, you come up with your rates, you come up with a contract. You need to have a contract. So contract basically is the agreement that you've had with your client, and you put it down like on a paper. You sign and then they sign. Basically, you can research that. There's welcome kit. Okay, now this is like onboarding your clients and the things you need to have ready. So that is like setting up your business, the things you have to ready to have. So like have that onboarding system. So like when you're taking in the clients and when you start working, have your the retaining of your client system. That will make things so smooth for you when you have the system. I It's so easy if you're working with an Okay, it's so easy if you're working with an agency, because they do all this for you. But there are perks, and like there are advantages and disadvantages of either you being a freelancer or working with an agency. So agencies will do everything for you. They will decide the rates, and mostly they give you a fixed rate. They don't tell you, I'm going to pay you this much hourly. They'll tell you at the end of the month you're going to be getting this much. Another thing, they'll be in charge of the contracts and the communications between the clients. The communications between like them onboarding the client, they onboard the client, they train you, and then they match you with a client. So first thing first, I feel like there are some agencies where they'll take you as a beginner, sorry, but not so many. Some will want someone who is experienced. Um, but for clients, I feel like, I don't know if, because that is what that has worked for me, and I feel like I'm able to, like, be so sure that you can be able to find a client very easily as a beginner. It just depends with how you're presenting yourself. Are you presenting yourself as an expert or a beginner? I've told you guys, you whether, okay, just know you're a beginner, but don't let your client know you're a beginner, okay? Because there's no way you're a beginner and you have the skills. You've been working, and before you get that client, make sure you're perfecting on your skill, you're working. You can even reach out to a potential client and offer them as a free service, just to get like maybe a testimonial from them. This is what I advise even for beginners. You can get a testimonial from them, and you can also get, like, when they give you like real work, you can get something to showcase in your portfolio. So there are so many agencies hiring. If you're in Kenya, Africa, wherever, like, there are companies hiring globally, there are companies hiring, yeah, whereby you can work from anywhere. And now for the clients, what I've been using LinkedIn and Facebook. So for link and Instagram, but I've gotten my clients from LinkedIn and Facebook. So the first thing also is to identify where your clients hang around. Do they so for example, I'm an executive virtual assistant, and basically I've niched down to like working with CEOs and founders. So those are like my target clients, and those are the people that I want to work with, that I work with. And so I identify these people and see them active on LinkedIn. And so what I did, I said I'll maximize on this platform. Facebook has everyone. Instagram, it just depends. So you'll find like maybe you've niched down to like there's this niche that I was interested in, like being a podcast manager. So for my potential clients, for my target audience, I knew I'd find them on Instagram, because you'll find them having the pages to their podcasts on Instagram. You'll find them having their profiles on Instagram, and that's where they market their podcast and everything, right? And so, first thing, identify where they hang out, where they hang around, where they are active mostly. So, when I identified that, I went to LinkedIn, I networked. The first thing I was doing is pitching myself. It was not working. So, take it from me, guys. Don't just go and pitch yourself. Don't just go to LinkedIn and connect with someone and then you start pitching yourself. That won't really work, because most of the time you'll just get ghosted. It's like a sale pitch, and people hate sale pitches. You if you I'm sure even me, if someone has just like posted, no, like DM'd me with a very long paragraph of them selling me something, most of the time I'll just maybe snub it, and maybe if I need, that's when I can like go and check. If I need something like whatever they mentioned they're selling, that's when I'll go and check. So you need to like network with these people, with your potential clients. If it's LinkedIn, if it's Instagram, network. And how do you network? You reach out to these guys, showing interest in what they do, just like a short intro, and go through their page, try engaging in some of their posts, and also mention something that you saw, right? Like show interest. It's just like how you'd pursue someone. Show interest, like, I saw this, especially in terms of the business. Don't go into personal life. Don't just go and say, oh, I saw you with your dog yesterday. No, just go and tell them, I saw you have this new project coming, how you feeling, introduce. That is what I learned, like, especially for LinkedIn. That is how it works. So when you network, and make sure most of your connections, if you're starting out on LinkedIn, most of your connections are the people um who are your potential clients. They're the ones who you're connecting. So on the search bar, there are filters. There are filters you can use to filter like location. So basically, I'll tell you guys, if you're in Kenya, I'm in Kenya. If you're in Kenya, I wouldn't advise you to like get a. It's not bad, but I wouldn't advise you to get a client from Kenya, because basically you won't be paid well. No, you won't be paid well. Like that's so obvious. You won't be paid well. So I'm so sure like people in the USA, people in the UK, they pay you good money. They pay you, even especially since we're in Africa, like when you translate like their currency to ours, it's a good money you'll enjoy. And so connect with these people, network, and with that you're building like a relationship. Let me tell you guys, if and you'll just find time to like pitch yourself during your conversation, and how you're supposed to lead the conversation, how you're leading the conversation. I want to be very fast. I want to give myself more 10 minutes and finish on this. So oh, what was I saying? Yeah, okay, yeah, connect with these people, and then you'll just find time to pitch yourself, and especially if you ask them where are they based, what do they do, what do they enjoy about their business, what are they working on. They'll, as a normal human being, they'll just want to know, and you, what do you do, where are you based? So, and that's why you tell them, I'm an executive virtual assistant, and I've been working with CEOs for the past few years, and I help them with this and this and this. Keep the conversation going. You must just be out of your comfort zone and lead these conversations. So you'll find a time whereby you're going to ask them what are their pain points. And what I say, when they are open to tell you like their pain points, so these are things they're struggling with. So, for example, maybe if it's onboarding clients to their business, if it's managing things, if it's organization, if it's time management, first thing when they tell you one of their pain points is to find them a solution. Yeah, you can give them an advice. You can invite them for a call on Zoom, like a 30 minutes call, and then maybe you can give them a free advice. What this does, they see you as an expert, and you're not just after, like selling them the services. And trust you me, when you do that, and what I've seen, when you do that, even if they won't take you as their client, they will always refer you to someone who needs your services. Yeah, maybe they'll be with a friend for lunch, and their friend is like, I'm thinking of getting a virtual assistant for my business. And they're like, I know this girl from LinkedIn, I can maybe refer her to you. So that is the beauty of networking. You're not just targeting one person, you're targeting like a whole community. Like them, when you just get that sweet spot and they notice you, they know you, they will refer you to their families, to their what. So that's all. Okay, for Facebook, it's groups. Facebook, remember, there are scammers, you have to be careful. For Facebook, you join groups. So join groups relating to whatever you're doing. So if you're doing digital marketing, go and search digital marketing groups, and then we'll ask questions after the. I don't. Gosh, please ask the questions after I'm done. I just have some few minutes to finish this. So Facebook, you join groups. So come a virtual assistant groups. Join those communities. Network with other virtual assistants, learn from them, because they are seasoned virtual assistants. They share free information, right? People are so generous. Information is everywhere. It's unless you don't want to look for that information is free. So join these groups and you'll find real clients. Let me tell you, I've found two clients from Facebook groups, and one had like advertised they needed a virtual assistant. The other one, they saw my poster in a group, and then they reached out. So I did a poster advertising like what I do, the services I'm offering, and they reached out. So that is also like, I also did a video today saying the power of putting yourself out there. Please don't play yourself small when it comes to your skill. Even if you're not a social media person, even if you're, am I hanging? Abby, am I hanging? Someone is saying like I'm hanging. Abby, okay. Yeah, maybe the issue is on their end. Okay, thank you. So what was I saying? What was I saying? Okay, thank you guys. So go to yeah, that's how, like, they reached out. I was saying the power of putting yourself out there. Please, you have to be really loud about what you do, and to your target audience. Don't be loud to just, you can't, I can't tell you to just go and be loud and advertise your services on your WhatsApp status whereby you've saved your friends. They're not your target audience. This is what I say. Notice where your target audience hang out most, and go there and advertise your services. So for these Facebook groups, you have private and public. But now for the private ones, you can't market yourself. You have to, they have like market days where you can be able to market yourself. So if you market yourself, sometimes they'll ban you out of the group. But again, they are public groups. So they are big. I'm sure like the most general target audience for everyone who has like a digital skills that they want to monetize are business people. Yeah. So you can join like groups, maybe entrepreneurs in the USA, business owners in the USA, just groups with people in the USA, especially like the business groups. Join those groups. If they are public, you can be able to market yourself. Market yourself there. You don't have to post your pic. You can just do a poster. I know some don't like posting pics and videos, but you can just do like posters. Do meaningful posts. Tell ChatGPT. If you're not ChatGPT, the AI, it's really helpful. Oh my God, I'm so grateful. Like in this era, we have like something like ChatGPT because you can be able to, it's really helpful with ideas and everything that you need to know, right? So you can go to ChatGPT, tell it to even help you generate the posts, and you go and post on LinkedIn. For example, tell find those prompts. You know, ChatGPT is helpful regarding like with the prompt that you're giving it, right? So find like very well put prompts for it to like generate something that is going to help you. So for example, you tell it, I'm a virtual assistant and this is my target audience. I want to do posts that relate to these people and that speak about like, you know, solving their problems and all that. And then do that. Okay. So I, okay guys, I can't like share everything within minutes, like there's a lot, but I've just shared with you the basic. And also we are going to have the Q&A session, so if there's something I forgot, maybe I can just maybe get it from your questions. But yeah, that's how you go about it. For agencies, you'll find them on LinkedIn. There's a job section where you can find agencies, and you can also filter agencies hiring remotely and hiring from Kenya. Okay, if you're in Kenya or whatever country, whichever country you are in, filter with your country. Or if they're hiring globally, go to Google, search the same things. Um, Companies hiring remotely, right? You don't have to be a VA, by the way. You don't have to be a VA. You can even be a remote worker for a course that you did in uni or a course you did in college. You can find jobs hiring, for example, HR. You can find companies hiring a HR, but they are hiring a HR remotely. They want you to work remotely. So you really need to prepare yourself well, have a good resume, a good portfolio. Yeah, and be confident. Be so confident in that when you get to the interviews, you're able to ace those interviews and you get the job. So basically, that's it. And for agencies, just know some will give you assessments to do for you to, for I think they do this to like filter out the serious applicants and the people who are not serious. So you just have to also be prepared. There, oh, I forgot, there are freelancer platforms that you can use. So like Upwork, freelancer.com, there's Fiverr. There are so many. You can just research on these freelancer platforms. You'll find Sasa, these accounts or these platforms, you'll find clients there posting jobs and looking for freelancers. And every day, like after 2 minutes, a new job after two. That's why I'm saying the cake is too big for us all. Yeah. So you just need to push yourself. There's no, the cake is too big. We have so many people in the world who, especially in the USA, they already right now they want people who can be able to work remotely. For them, let me tell you, it's a benefit. If they find people from the offshores, it's a benefit because they don't pay as much as they will pay someone from their own country. Another thing, you're working remotely, they don't have to pay CG for their office, for the what, for the what, for the, like, they're saving money, and they're getting, sometimes they even get good services. Yeah, with people like us who will upskill, you'll find like you much better than someone who is in the USA there. So that's it. Keep upskilling, keep researching, doing a lot of research, be confident. And something else I'll tell you, keep God first, pray. Once you've done your part, leave the rest to God. God will guide you. Tell God the type of client that you need, or the type of job that you're praying for, and you'll see it happen. As long as you've done your part, God is amazing. God is faithful. He'll give you what you want. So I think I've I didn't even follow my notes, but I think I've just shared something that is so helpful to you guys. And what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to invite Eve. Eve is a virtual assistant, and she has been managing other virtual assistants in their agency. And so I'm going to bring her on stage. She's going to talk about how she was able to monetize her skills. And then when she's done, I can invite Nanji, who is also a virtual assistant. She has her own agency. She'll tell you guys how she monetized her skills. And then after that, we're going to have a Q&A session. So guys, if you're joining, welcome. I hope whatever I've shared is really helpful. I know I'm not able to share everything, and it's not possible. Hata nitake aje, like I would want to share with you everything that I got here through my experience and everything, but I can't, just because of time and all. But anyway, let me welcome Eve. Let me bring her on stage. Okay, let me just. Oh God. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to figure out. Okay. Okay, let me bring Eve on stage. Eve, are you on stage? Okay, no.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now you're on stage.
Okay. Yeah, I can see myself.
Okay, you're much welcome, Eve. You can start by introducing yourself and how you started out as a virtual. What do you do? You manage other virtual assistants, right? And you
Yeah,
train
I
them.
manage. Yeah, I train other virtual assistants. I work under agencies, and I also have like my own personal clients on the side.
Nice. Okay, so you're going to
Yeah.
share with them how you started out, how you monetize your skills, and the skills that you have that you're monetizing. Yeah, just do you.
Okay. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I see you're doing an amazing job, like having different VAs from all walks of life to be here in one place, and us, mentoring them and helping them, and also helping each other and being able to learn. This is surely a powerhouse. My name is Eve, for everyone right here. I hope you all are doing amazing. I am doing amazing. I'm an admin virtual assistant, as well as a social media manager, a graphic designer. That is what I majorly do. I have, as I have said, I have worked as a personal VA, as in working with like other clients. Also worked under an agency, and I'm managing VAs right now under an agency that I'm working with. So I'm managing VAs and I'm teaching them a lot of things. I'm also trying to come up with one for like my own page where I can create a place where I can just train VAs and yeah, come up with things. Now, I've been told to talk about I have I don't have like so much time, but I'm going to maximize on the time. I've been told to talk to you guys about how to monetize your skills through my own experience. Now, the year was last year. I was I had just been done with like my VA ALX course, and I was so confused because I was like, where am I even going to start? I'm just like, I've just finished the course, and so I started doing a lot of research on things. And the first advice that I came across on, I think it was on TikTok. and the lady was saying that you need to have like the skills. And she was like, I don't need you. I'm not asking you about the skills that you have experience in. I'm asking you to look at the skills that you already have. Now, at the time, she was like, can you write the skills that you have down? And I was like, right, I'm going to write them down. So I took a pen and I started writing them down. And I just remembered one of the many skills that I have and things that people have complimented me on. So I remembered, I think it was 2022. I had just started my YouTube channel. And just as I had started my YouTube channel, I was doing everything for myself. So that means I was doing the graphics for myself, the intro, the YouTube banner, the, what is it called? The thumbnail and editing of the video. So I had just started doing that. I remembered in 2022 I had, done that. So I was doing that, and I was like, first of all, graphic design is one of the things I should write down because I've already done that. And I remember when I started positioning myself as a virtual assistant or announcing myself as a virtual assistant to other people, I had just finished doing all the things like designing my thumbnail and my intro and my banner and also editing. And immediately I finished that, I was like, I think I have a talent and I think I can be able to design these things for people. So immediately I took my phone, I went on WhatsApp, I wrote on my status that I do posters, I do flyers, the way AC has said, you should not like position yourself, especially in front of clients, as if you're a beginner. So I just stated that I do graphic design. If you need any posters, flyers, business cards, things of the sort, YouTube intros, outros, such things, you should just holler at me. And I got 3 clients on the same day. And I was like, you know what? Thank you, God, for this, but we are going to deal with the pressure badai. So I immediately started working for the clients, and I started upskilling my skills in graphic design. So what did I want to learn? And imagine that came out of me being audacious, just me being audacious, like naturally just being audacious and taking a leap of faith. So it was not like I was really a graphic designer, but I positioned myself as one, and I was ready to put in the work to improve that skill. Editing was another skill that I noticed that I had, and that was because I got sorry, a lot of compliments from people about the editing, about the video that I had edited and posted on YouTube. So I knew editing was another thing. I was very good at CapCut. So that was another skill that I put down. And then my cousin had given me a job of, she was like, you know what? I love what you post on Instagram. I love how you do your things, you post more consistently, and I have a problem with posting consistently. So what you're going to do, I'm going to give you my professional account, and you are going to manage for me. So I started managing for her, and that is how I learned these skills that I have today. So those are the skills that I already had, but I needed to sharpen them to be able to get the clients that I want, and to be able to assure clients that this is something that I can do, So I would encourage you today that it's not specifically the skills that you have experience in. It's mostly about like those small things that you can be able to do. Email management, you manage your email daily. As AC has said, you can start by managing your own. You can start, maybe you have done a poster, maybe you have done a flyer, maybe you have done like you have managed social media, you know how to look at analytics, you know how to move on from that. You have edited, you've used CapCut to maybe edit something on TikTok. Maybe you can create a template. These are things that maybe you already have, but you do not know how to monetize them. You don't know even how to move to the next level of trying to convince a client that this is something that I can do. Because people are doing things out here with the skills that you have, but you're just sitting on them. So first thing that I remember I did when I started noting down the things I have, of course, I upskilled and tried to sharpen my skills to be able to fit the needs of my clients and the kind of caliber of people that I will be working for. So I identified the industries and businesses that would benefit from my skills. You need to look for people who are going to benefit from what you're doing. And that is what AC has talked about. It's knowing who you are going to be working with and who you're going to be working for and who needs you. So you need to go on these pages, like where are they found mostly? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it whatever? You need to find them. So who needs your skill is very important. The next thing, you need to understand monetization, and you need to understand the market. Um, as a VA, mostly I'm speaking from a VA point of view, but you can apply it according to where, we have different skills. But I think in the freelancer world, you can just apply them, in the different fields. So the VA market is like kind of like very saturated right now. We have the Philippines, as she has said, that's a very big, we have a lot of people there who are working remotely. And then in Africa, South Africans are really doing great. I'm seeing a lot of Nigerians, and then we have us Kenyans, and we need to make our market very trustworthy. We need people to trust us with the services that we are giving and with the quality of services that we are giving. Monetization. We have different monetization models. I think when you have a skill, these are the monetization is something that you should be able to understand. So this is my skill, but before we even get there, how are you positioning yourself to be able to get to the next level? So you already have your skill, you've already identified it, you've already upskilled it and made it fit. You know that there is someone out there who really does need your skill. You need to go on, I think AC has talked about this, I'm trying not to repeat what she has said mostly. Make sure that you have your portfolio ready, make sure that your LinkedIn page is not just sitting there without even the profile photo. You don't have a good headline. You're missing a lot of things. Like, basically position yourself as if you're working for a client already, right? No one is going to come to you when you don't have even a photo on your LinkedIn profile. You don't even have a good headliner. Your featured page doesn't have any portfolio, anything. You don't have a resume. Your page is just sitting around there. And maybe that's your major place. That's the major place that maybe you can find your clients. So you need to position yourself right. Again, the language that you're using to market yourself to the client. For example, when I was when I was entering the market, when I was trying to get clients, I was just like, I think I'm so boring. Because I remember I was just like, okay, I need to be an admin VA and a social media VA as well, because I'm doing social media management, because I think they mesh so well that I do graphic design. Because ideally, when I was doing social media management for my cousin, I used to design, I used to edit, I used to manage the social media. So those three kind of mesh together well. So those are skills that I can get paid for well. And so when I added administrative support to my, what is it, my bio. I was like, I think I'm boring. Because when you just write, I do admin tasks, I think everyone else is doing that. But how do you position yourself, and how do you use like better language for you to be able to attract someone? So instead of you just writing, I do admin tasks, you can maybe replace that with, I help executives optimize their time with AI driven workflows, or something of the sort, something different, something that is enticing, and also something that is very specific. So how you position yourself is very, very important. The other thing that I was talking about is monetization models. You need to understand the different models that you get paid. There's the hourly rates, and the AC has talked about fixed rates. We also have project-based work. So hourly rate is basically where hourly rates cap your income based on the amount of time that you have worked. And then we have the fixed rate, where you agree with your client on a fixed amount. I think you find this mostly on Upwork. You find that there are clients who are willing to pay you hourly, others, want fixed pay. If you come to
Okay.
someone like me, if you come to someone like me, I yes.
Being told your time is almost up. So just like 1 minute to, I'm sure we can't tell them everything, right? So just like 1 minute, mention where they can find you, your socials, your number. If you want to leave your number, you can leave your number, and my moderator can like pin, and then people
Okay.
can take your number. Yeah. But we're going to have
Okay.
much of this, guys. It's not like it's the last thing we're doing, but at least I'm sure you're getting something, even if it's just one thing. You're getting something from this.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, okay, before I end, I think I'm gonna mention that basic okay, what I would advise, like kind of like a final advice, you need to place yourself strategically, and also you need to put your binoculars on and look 2 years like ahead, and do your research on like 2 years from now, what will people be needing so much. So your skills are not just like email management, calendar management, da da da. As you have talked about, like AC has talked about AI automation and chatbot management, process optimization. These are skills that are going to be like very much on demand. So you need to get them right and put your binoculars on and look ahead and see what will be so much on demand. It has been a pleasure so much talking to you, and I hope that you have gotten at least something. So my page, huh? My what is my TikTok? My TikTok is at okay. We have I've just formed a new page. It goes by, my username is Eve the VA preneur. So that is where I'm going to be sharing most of like my digital products, such things. But if you want to find me easily, you can just go by 10_Eve. My Instagram is still the same, 10_Eve, and my number is, if you wanna write it down, 0114 602 052 0114 602 052. We can communicate on there, and maybe you can talk so much about maybe monetizing skills or other things that you might want to talk about. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope you have learned a lot. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Eve, for even showing up. So for your details, I'm sure maybe there's some people who did not get, like for your contacts, you can put them in the comment, and then my moderator can pin.
Okay, no problem.
So next I want to welcome my sister from Zambia. Her name is Nanji. She's a VA, and she also ran a VA agency. So she's going to tell you guys how she started. And okay, let me. Uh, okay, yeah. I wanted to now remove Eve and add Nanji to the stage. Yeah, okay. If you can share your details in the comments, my moderator, please pin it for them, for anyone who wants to connect with Eve. So Nanji, you're here. Welcome.
Thank you, sis. Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope you can see me. I am not in my office, I'm not in my home, so please bear with me. Just a disclaimer, bear with me, bear with the noise that you will hear. It's deep. Sis, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, perfect. So,
Sis,
can I
you
just.
have 15 minutes.
No, you said 20. You know me, I
No,
talk a lot. 15 minutes.
yeah, I need to tell you have 15 so that we can do the Q&A
The
session.
Q&A. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. My name is Nanji from Zambia. I'm not going to talk a lot about the technical stuff because both my sisters have done it. Thank you so much anyway again for the opportunity to be here. It's such an honor, and I loved hearing Eve's story. It's just amazing. So I'm just going to share my story. Please pick what you can from there. Yeah, my like I said, my name is Nanji from Zambia. I have been working. Guys, I gave you a disclaimer. If you hear any noise, please just focus on me. Anyway, so I've been in this remote work space for just about a year now, almost a year now. And guys, for those few of you that may know me, I think you know that I'm a faith girl. I'm a Jesus baby. So everything I do, I attack it from the point of faith. I cannot fail. So if you see how far God has brought me in just this less of 1 year in the remote work world as a beginner, it's literally the speed of 10 years in one. And that's why I want to share my story so that I can encourage you who may be in a similar situation that I was in. And what situation was that? So before I got started working remotely, I've always been a businesswoman. Me going to an office, you won't catch me. Like I will be bored. So I was doing my business. It was going well. I was selling cars. I was doing food. I was doing everything, and it was doing very well until the economy hit and things went bad. So I was left in debt. I was owing my landlord 2 months of rent. I was living on my own, and guys, it was tough. That season for me, it was tough. And I'm sharing because someone out there may be in the season that I was in, and maybe thinking of giving up. Let me tell you, sometimes we may be in a season and we don't know that it's just a redirection. So it may seem tough right now and you're desperate. I want a remote job. I want this. I want that. Not knowing it's just God's way of leading you to where you're supposed to be. And I feel like that's what I really want to talk about as well. Just managing yourself and your emotions, because a lot of people I've noticed, especially like my sister said, I do have my I did start my own agency. I've noticed that a lot of people are looking for jobs from the viewpoint of desperation. I need that money. I need that dollar. The dollar is sweet though. I can't even I can't even lie, you know. And like I said, I'm not even in my office right now because I start with a new client on Tuesday. So I came to just see all my family in advance because I'm going to be very booked and very busy and very dollared up. And that is going to be your story very soon in Jesus' name. So anyway, I was in debt. I was struggling, and I just asked God. I said, God, you know, I have no plan B. You're my plan A, my plan B, my plan C. And you know me, I'm like, as you can see me, I'm a marshmallow. I'm so soft. I was not built to struggle. Like my life, I was built for soft life. So this life of being in debt, people are calling you, they're insulting you. That's not my portion, you know. And I'm like, Lord, what am I going to do? And so that's how I stumbled upon remote work. Actually, from somebody that's in Kenya. And I just started, I had no money at that point. I had one more car that needed to go. I'm trying to talk fast. This 15 minutes that they've given me self. Anyway, let's see what we can do. Yeah, I had one more car that needed to go. I had no other money with me. So and the person was charging $80 to do CV, to do LinkedIn and cover letter. I said, the last money that I received, I invested in that. And I got my CV, I got my cover letter and the likes. And then I'm like, what next? I was expecting that maybe I would get, I'll get a little bit more information, but I did not. So I had to start doing my own research. And why am I sharing this? Because a lot of us, I have noticed, or some of us in the African space are extremely lazy. We expect people to do everything for us. But let me tell you, I was very hungry. And going back to my parents' house at that time was not an option. So I had to do what I had to do, right? So I started to research. I started to learn. Okay, first of all, I'm good at speaking. I'm good at anything that has to do with admin. How do I monetize what I already have? And I get this question a lot, even on my TikTok. What course do I need to do? What skill do I need to learn? We are always looking and thinking that what we need to succeed is outside of what we already have. And honestly, that's couldn't be furthest from the truth. If I tell you how much my new client is going to be getting me, we'll just all faint to it's going to be even we'll faint together here, right? But it's because of what I already had within me. I'm good at speaking. I'm good at expressing myself. I'm good when it comes to admin. And so even when I step into that place of being interviewed, I make sure anyway, look out very soon on my TikTok. I will share at the end. I'll be sharing just snippets of my interviews and how I do. Guys, me, I don't go to play. I've noticed a lot of people, you go to play when you go to the interviews. I don't understand. Like, When you get to that point, I know I'm all over the place, guys, just try and follow me. But anyway, when you get to that place of desperation, when you've reached your wits' end, trust me, you will do what you have to do. So it still shocks me that someone will be saying, I'm struggling, this is this. You don't want to do a proper CV, whether it's with an agency, whether it's with a direct client. Guys, make sure that your credentials, your CV, your portfolio, your LinkedIn, everything should always be on point. Learn how to do it and how to do it properly. Whenever people are so lazy, you will use one CV to apply for every job that is out there. People are not taking out the time to actually work on their credentials, to fix your CV before you apply for that job. Just give yourself 15 minutes, fix your portfolio, look at your LinkedIn. The My latest client, trust me, I lost my job. If I had more time, I'd have told you guys the story, but I don't. So I lost my job 22nd of January, right? And guys, I was relieved. She's my accountability partner. I think she's actually the first person that I called when it happened. And I'm like, sis, this has happened. And she's like, I was relieved, guys. Honestly, I was relieved. But then, of course, the next day, the emotion started coming. What's next? So for those of you that are taking notes, I'm all over the place. But if you have a remote job, I heard Eve mention something. She said she works with an agency, but she's got her own direct clients. Never get too complacent. Don't just be with that one person and that's it. Always be, for me, I won't even lie to you guys, because I feel like I felt the strain of my mental health at the end of that contract. I'm like, oh my God, so this lady really stressed my life. So this past 2 months, I barely applied. Guys. I barely put out my CV anywhere. Like I would try here and there because I was honestly just resting. I needed it. And guess what? An email came knocking in my email. Oh, this looks like, it's in line with your, and that's the thing. Put yourself out there. Essie did a video about putting yourself out there. So what I was doing is, whether it's an agency, whether it's a company, if they have a place where I can, because some agencies have you don't have to apply for a specific job. You can just do a general application where you get you upload your CV, upload your portfolio and everything. Then they just keep it in their database. So that's what I was doing. Wherever I find they say you can do this here and there, I would just put my CV, make sure that I've tailored it very well, put in a good video with my beautiful English. I make sure I speak it the way I'm supposed to speak it, and I put it there. And so I just get this email, and they're like, oh, okay, so we would like you to send us a CV for this particular role. And I'm like, these people have come again. And I just honestly, I didn't even really pay attention, but I tailored my CV as always. And guess what? I use Chat GPT is like my virtual assistant, guys. I just went to Chat GPT. But what I always do, and I feel like, let me give this disclaimer, guys, always read your stuff, like proofread your stuff. A lot of people these days, you do your CV, you would make an application, you won't even bother, you will just copy and paste without even proofreading it. So what I do is, whenever I do that, that's why I give myself 15 to 20 minutes whenever I'm making an application, so that I read through whatever. Remember, ChatGPT or whatever you use is just an AI, right? It is just an AI. It will spit out what you give it. So always proofread. So I did that and I sent. I'm telling you, from that to until I signed the contract, it was, I would just say, less than 2 weeks. And yeah, how many minutes do I have, a big? Because how
You
many
have
minutes do I?
like three minutes
It is well. It is well. So
or
anyway,
five.
guys.
You can do five. You can do more
Okay,
5 minutes.
that's fine. In a nutshell, I would have loved to share more of my story, but I do understand we are strained for time. So start where you are with what you have. You don't need to learn all the courses. Me, I tried ALXO. I just did week one, and because, okay, I had so much on my plate. This I'm not saying do not learn. It's very important to always upskill, to always get more knowledge. But what I'm saying is, start with looking on the inside. What are you already good at, and what can you improve on? I know that my speaking, for many, is a plus for me when it comes to remote work. I know that when it comes to my typing, I'm quick. When it comes to anything to do with writing, I'm good. So That is what I focused on, and also do not be too closed off when it comes to a niche, because if I tell you, like right now, almost all the jobs that I have done when it comes to remote work are in lead generation. And let me tell you, I did not like lead generation. Anything to do with lead generation, cold calling, me, you will not catch me. But guess what? God has a way of doing things, and that's in a way where I found myself. And I guess remote work just gave me that as my niche, even though honestly, uh, it's that's more than my focus. Me, I wanted executive assistant because people are just chilling, like my sister here. But I found myself in the lead generation space. So another thing that I want to say is get out of your comfort zone. Don't limit yourself and say, okay, because I'm good at this. I always tell my students or my clients, those that I train, to say, look, we'll start with where you are. Whatever comes your way as a beginner, you take it and you learn from there. Because who knows? My first job was as a cold caller. I hated it, but I realized I hated it afterwards. At that point, I was just grateful that I had an extra $420 for just a few hours. I think it was just 2 hours a day, but I was getting $420 from that, from being broke to at least, and the exchange rate in my country is good. And then from there, I got another part time, which was giving me another 420, and then I got another one that was giving me 840, and then I got another that was giving me $1,500. And so from there, we grew and we grow. You understand? So my time has finished, Abi.
Yeah, so you're going to tell guys where they can find you, your socials, if you want to share your number, how they can reach out to you. Yeah, because I know you do a lot of TikTok videos
Yeah.
enlightening them about like the whole remote working thing. So you guys, you better follow her on TikTok, and she's going to share like her socials. And then now we jump straight to question and answer session.
Okay, let me see if I can type it in here. I'll try and get a link. So my TikTok is Nanjing G5. Let me just type it again.
Okay, yeah, you
Nanji.
can just put it in the comments. I don't know where my moderator went.
Yeah, it's Nanji G5. So for those of you that want to hear my story, please just feel free. My TikTok is full. If you send me a message, I may not respond right then and there, but I will. Yeah, I wish I could share my number as well. I think I respond quicker on my WhatsApp than TikTok. So yeah, thank you guys for your time, and I'm wishing you all the very best. Remember, above all things, let God be your anchor, and after God, believe in yourself, because trust me, if you keep looking for somebody to tell you you are good, you'll keep looking.
Mhm.
I don't know how many people were like, what is the same thing? They are scammers. I don't care. When I put my mind to do something, let me tell you, you cannot move me and you will not move me. And here it is now. They are eating my money. The same money they were saying it is for scammers. So just do your thing. And I know very soon there's something out there for you. I'm wishing you the very best. God bless.
Thank you so much, Nanji. That was a beautiful, beautiful session with you and Eve. So I'm going to drop you.
Sure.
Yeah, so Nanji, you can add your Nanji and Eve is saying she's having an issue with like adding her number on the comment section. But Nanji, if you're able to, you can add, and then my moderator can pin it for you guys. For if you can, maybe I don't know how you guys are going to. Okay, let me just ask my moderator. Let me just to try and do it from my end. Just give me a few. Contact. Let me share Eve's contact with my moderator. Yeah, I've seen people asking for the number. Okay, now we are in the Q. We're starting now the Q and A session, and I want to take as many questions that I can take. I know our session will at least be a little bit late. It was supposed to end at 9. We can end it at 9:30, I guess, so that I can go through the questions. Also, if you have any question directed to like any of the guests that I invited, that is even Nanji, you can still put it in the chat. What I'll just do, I'm going to bring them up and they can maybe answer you. So questions we are answering within like 1 minute. So I'll try my best to answer as many as I can. So let me start with the ones that I got from the emails that I sent you guys. Okay, let me just check. Um, Okay, someone asked about the contract shared with the client. What should it entail and its structure? So when it comes, okay, when it comes to, I hope you guys don't be too fast to ask the questions so that I don't miss. So especially if I'm answering to one question. So for example, now for the contract, what you're supposed to have in your contract is whatever you've agreed. So there's something called a kickoff call. If you're a freelancer, you don't do interviews, you do kickoff calls and strategy calls. If you're working with an agency, yes. So I'm assuming this one now is a freelancer. So what is in the contract is whatever you've agreed. So the schedule. So if you're working Monday to Friday, then the number of hours you're working and at what time to what time will you be working. The rates you're getting paid by your client. So I'm telling you the things that I include in the contract. The rates. So if I'm being paid $20 per hour, that's what I include. The client, this and this and this. Also, it has to be professional. So go and check how contracts are made. Remember this one, basically because you're working with a client from the USA, I'm assuming it's really hard to like involve like the Kenyan government because now they're in a different government. So it's just basically it's just like the agreement and to make things look professional and serious. So the other thing you're going to include is the tasks that you're going to be doing for your client. So just list them down. This is what I'm going, this is what we've agreed, I'll be doing this and this and this. Again, I state in my, sorry, I'm having a bad flu. So for example, I work with, I work as an executive assistant to CEOs, and normally you'll find me doing the things that I'm doing today is the things that I'll be doing tomorrow, unless we have like a new project or they're launching like a new business, right? But most of the time, I'm just like managing their day to day lives, which is some most of the time is just like the same meetings, managing their calendar, managing their emails, communication, nini, um, just making life easier for them because I'm their assistant. So just list down and what I add in my contract. If there's a task that we have not agreed on during our kickoff call, and my client has now just like on a random day told me like, AC, I need you to do this and this. This was not part of our agreement that I'll be doing this. So normally what I tell them, if I'm not available to do it, I can outsource a VA. I have VAs where whom I can outsource the job to and they can do that job. Or if I'm able to, I'm going to do it, but they're going to like, it's not in our schedule, right? They're going to pay me for that particular schedule. But again, if it's something that I'll be doing on a daily, we need to like again redo the contract and agree, okay, so now on a daily I've add this to my task. Sometimes the hours might change, like maybe you need more hours, and sometimes you might need them to pay you more. Maybe if, especially if it's a specialized something, maybe you just started as an admin, they want you to do digital marketing. Yeah, that's how you go about it. Oh, I hope I won't spend so much time answering to. Do you pay taxes? If yes, how do you? No, I don't pay taxes. And that's the beauty of being a freelancer. So if you're working with an agency and it's registered in Kenya, I don't know if you're working with an agency from like a, let's say like a company in the USA and you're working from Kenya. I don't know if you, I think because normally these agencies they don't take you as an employee, they take you as an individual contractor. So you pay taxes for yourself. For me, I do not pay taxes. I just eat. I eat. I just have my money in, and I'm not saying this for KRA to come for me. Working in the house can be boring sometimes. So, are there places where you can recommend, or what's your advice on this? Yeah, working. I know, like working remotely sometimes can be really boring. like when you're starting, it's really, you really enjoy just working from home and all that, the comfort, you don't have to commute to work every day. But again, once you get used to doing it, it gets boring. So you can go to a restaurant and work in a restaurant. There are some restaurants like at cafe, you can go and work from there. You can just find like a nice spot, a beautiful spot that doesn't have like a lot of noise, where you can focus and work. Another thing, if you're bored like working from home, another thing that I discovered and I've now tried doing is going to like the networking events. And I look for events that make sense to me in terms of like whatever the event is about. I want to explore more when it comes to like the tech events, because in terms of the career, the virtual assistants, they go hand in hand. So with that, you can network, you can make friends in the same space, which is so beautiful. Like when you have people who can understand like whatever you're doing, right? I am How to handle clients, e.g. clients may require you to work a certain time, but she wants, okay, she wants clients who can give flexibility since she has a different working time at work. So she needs a client who is not fixed on to her working. Okay, what she's asking, I think I had read this question, but now my assistant has Nini interpreted the question like what she was asking. So she's asking, if how is it how do you find a client who won't narrate like the time that they want you to work? They won't tell you, I want you to work, because we're in the different time zone, I want you to work from this time to this time. So that one, we don't have like the, you can't really decide on that. Sometimes you'll find clients who want you to work specifically this time. Okay, especially it even depends on the role that you're doing. If you're a VA, just know you'll be working close by with your client, because you're managing their daily routine. You're ensuring like everything is, well, everything is good, like they won't have any stress. So this, sometimes you'll find clients wanting you to work the time that they are available. For example, if you have a question, which I find it nice, if you have a question, some clients will want you to like co-work with them. I've seen it and I enjoy co-working with the clients. At least you get to know them better. You get company when you're working, and yeah. So it depends with the role. Sometimes if you're working on a project or something, basically they won't tell you, I want to work from this. They'll just give you a deadline, maybe by this date I want this project done. Yeah. Let me see. Okay. Let me now go through the comments. I think these are the questions that people wrote. The questions that I've answered, they are the ones I saw. How do you handle multiple client? Okay, I hope you did not ask, because the one I'm reading right now is from 8:30 p.m. If you had asked a question before that, please, you can just ask it again. How do you handle multiple clients? I have one full-time client, and every time I apply for other full-time jobs in the same time zone, I get scared. I'm not quite sure how to handle several clients. Yeah, Faith. Okay, so what I've been able to do is come up with a system, right? If you're working with multiple clients, you need to schedule like each client, I'm going to be working this time to this time. And how you do it, you agree with your client. And now when you find like the other client, you're going to tell them that, being a freelancer, let me tell you, a client won't, it's not like they won't, how do I put this, like they don't care if you, even if you have another client, as long as you deliver, right? But for agencies, some, they won't accept you if you're working anywhere else. So you also have to be smart. So what you do, you just agree with your client, I'll be working from this time to this time. Okay, from this time to this time, my time is blocked. How do we work around that? And we're just humans. You'll just come to an agreement. If it's not working for them, you can try and talk to this other client. I need to change like my schedule from this time to this time, because I found like, you can just communicate. Like, especially if you're working as a VA, you need to have good communication skills, communicate with your clients, and make sure you're comfortable and your client is comfortable. So that's how you go about it. And if you have a okay, also take clients that you can handle. If you can handle 2 clients, don't take more than you can handle to avoid burnout, and for you also to be able to deliver good quality work. Don't just be you're taking everyone. What you can do is outsource your clients to other VAs to like help you if you have like a workload that you cannot manage. If you have a full-time client, I'm so sure if you want to apply to a full-time job, it will be hard for you to like, because that is even more than full-time client. I don't know if you mean like you're working 8 hours a day with a client. I'm not sure, but yeah. Yeah. You can also look for part-time clients. Since you have a full-time client, you can look for and I don't know. Is it possible for a client to need you like more than 8 hours? Okay, or even 8 hours. I usually feel like maybe 5 hours is maximum, especially if you're working every day, like Monday to Friday. Maybe I feel like 5 hours is enough because it's just one client. 5 hours is maybe the maximum, but we all have different experiences. So how much do you charge as a beginner? I advise you charging $10 when you are starting out, $10 is the minimum. And then when you gain more experience, you can go increasing. Now, if you started working with a client and you ask them for $10 and that is what they have been paying you, you want to onboard another client, you have to don't charge them the same way you charge like your first client, because you know what, you've added more experience, you've skill wise you've become better. And that this is what I've seen, like with each and every client you become better, you become in skills, in everything, how you handle them, you just become better because of the experience. I would like to know how to onboard clients and what should be on the onboarding list. Okay, you need to have a system of how you're onboarding your clients and the things that you need. So, for example, like the contract, the welcome kit, and if you're inviting them to a Zoom, what should be on the onboarding list? Yeah, it's what I'm mentioning. The other thing is like you can have like a project management tool whereby you have like a board. So I use Trello. There's also Notion, there's Asana, there's ClickUp. There are so many project management tools that you can use to manage your project. It helps you during your initial stages with your client, because you have to be very this is like the foundation of you guys, like whatever, how you handle your client, that is how they will relate to you in your relationship of working together. So you really need to be organized. So yes, have that project management tool and put everything put everything in that project management tool. I've done a video, I'm sure you guys, because I advertised this on my TikTok, I'm sure you following me on TikTok. So I've done a video about client onboarding. Yeah, I think you can just go and find it there in the please go through the onboarding process. Yeah. Okay. It's the same thing. So onboarding process, first it's the kickoff call. Kickoff call, you get to know more about your client and their business, and they get to know more about you, and they get to know more about you and your services. And then after the kickoff call, mostly you'll find during the kickoff call, you can bug this client in terms of, now this is your client, and the next thing is just like sending up the contract, and maybe start working. But some, especially if they are doing other interviews or kickoff calls with other VAs or freelancers, it won't be a straight yes. Maybe they might, unless they are really convinced like they found the perfect match, because they also look at these things. They also look at your personality and your skills. I'm saying this especially if you're working as a VA. A client wants someone they can relate well with, someone who has like a personality that matches their personality, so that working together can be easier. You can be able to understand each other and you're compatible. And so after the kickoff call, if you've not agreed, you suggest for a strategy call. And this now is where you pitch yourself like you've never done it before. Because remember, for you to get now to the strategy call, your client has options. So you have to outdo yourself and convince them, and even just go and do like a PowerPoint presentation of um the strategy that you want to implement when you start working together and what you're going to be doing. Yeah, I hope I've answered. Yeah, after that is now onboarding, like they say in the contract. You send them a welcome kit which has like the terms and conditions that you follow in your business. So for example, what I include: if you want to go to a vacation like for 2 weeks, how do you handle such? If you're sick, how do you handle such? And you're working with your client, remember it's not a company. If something comes up, an emergency, how do you go about it? So okay, still waiting for your TikTok name. AC. My TikTok name is AC the underscore Eva. AC the underscore Eva. This has been an incredible experience. The insights and skills I've gained are truly valuable, and I can't wait to implement. Oh, I'm so grateful. That fills my heart with joy because remember, I told you guys I really wanted to do this before my birthday. I just wanted to give back. So I'm so happy if you guys have gotten something from this. What to include in a CV to stand out, and what will make you fail when you include in a CV. So normally, right now, if you're applying to, let me tell you guys, I know there's this argument around CV and resume is the same thing, but it is not. A resume is like the summary of a CV. If you're in Kenya, there's the way we were taught in school how to do your CV. And also there's a way you do a CV when you're applying to jobs here in Kenya. Don't apply with that CV. Don't apply to remote jobs using that CV. Please, and if you're not able to, find someone who is able to do a well ATS friendly resume for you. Even if you'll have to pay. Like, just know you'll have to invest in one way or another. You'll have to invest your resources, your time, and energy. So, what to include in a CV? Include your experience and do it in a summary. Like, just focus on the skills. And if you explain like maybe your work experience, just focus on what you are able to do. Okay, and also include the skills that you're offering, your certifications. Don't include the high school you went. Don't include the primary you went. You can include maybe the uni and the certifications if you went. If you didn't, you can include your certifications, but don't include they it's not even important to your employer. Another thing, you're not supposed to, like, normally, basically, don't use the old way of doing a CV where you are writing if you're married or not. And a CV, okay, a resume. Please use a resume if you're applying to a remote job. Yeah, because when you're doing a CV, you are just going to go to the the old way. So use a resume, and also it shouldn't be more than 2 pages. If you have less than 5 years of experience, let it be 1 page. If you have 5 to 10, let it be 2 pages. If you have now 10 to whatever, you can have now three. I feel like it's not supposed to be, yeah, three, I think is the maximum. What? Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you. Okay. On TikTok, I saw you telling a client if they are familiar with Trello. Could you explain how you use Trello and how it helps your client? Okay, Trello is like a project management tool, and I use it for my organization. If I need to onboard a client, so if you're familiar with Trello, it's a project management tool whereby you can create a workspace, a different workspace for each of your clients if you have multiple clients. So for example, this is a workspace. I'll create a board. I don't know if it will make sense if you've never seen the interface of Trello. So I'll create a board, and in this board, I can have like different cards. I'm so sure if you don't know Trello, you're floating. But yeah, if you know Trello, like you can create like different cards. So different cards, for example, it could be documents shared. So the documents that your client has shared. Oh God, the documents that your client has shared, or the passwords to your. Oh, something I also forgot. When you're doing the client onboarding, make sure you have another call with your client to get their information if you need to log in their accounts. Okay. make sure you have that call. It's easier when you do a call and you're able to get the passwords. If there's a code that is being sent to them, you can get it real time, and there won't be like a backend. I really avoid that, and I did that with my first client, and it was so messy because sometimes they're available, sometimes they're not available, and I've sent the code. So just do a call, it's easier. And Trello board, I just use it for my organization. If you check my TikTok, there's I've done like some of the pictures of my Trello board. I have an year planner, I have an onboarding template that I made, and every project you can just there are also checklists whereby you can check. You see how you do like a to-do list? There are checklists where you can check whatever is done and your client can see. You can also assign. So if you're working together with your client and you need something from them, they were supposed to do this, you can tag them and tell them what they are supposed to do and give it like a deadline. You can also have reminders whereby for what you can use it for. Basically, you don't even need to use it at when you have a client. You can just learn it for your organization. And I say you start before you get there. That's when it's going to be easy for you. Start before you get there. So when you don't have the client, you don't have the job, it's time to work for yourself. So you are your own boss. Give yourself, if you need to be organized. Whatever you're doing, if you're working on finding jobs and clients, also go and create like a tracking system, like an Excel sheet. Track, today I applied to 10 jobs and I applied to 5 clients or 10 clients, and did I get a response, did I not? Yeah. And also have to do list maybe on Trello where you can check, today I did this and this and this. So it will be so easy if you're able to manage yourself, you're organized. To be so easy when you're working with a client. Okay, what are the payment methods? So we have PayPal, but PayPal, sometimes they hold your money, they ban your account. PayPal sometimes is very sensitive with money. We have PayPal, we have Sendwave. Sendwave, you can receive money from like someone who is international to your M-Pesa account if you're in Kenya. We have Wise. I'm not sure if Wise still works in Kenya, but we have, yeah, PayPal, Wise, Sendwave. I've tried those. So those ones that I'm familiar with those, but I'm sure like there are, so I see tap send. Like there are so many payment methods which you can use. You just need to research which one will work for you and discuss with your clients. I prefer this. Okay, as a beginner, is it a good idea to? Yeah, it's a good idea to niche down. Let me tell you, you don't have to start as an admin VA. Okay, I just mentioned when I was starting this live, you need to find that one skill that you can be able to, you know, maximize on it, because you can't learn everything. You can't learn everything. You, even me, I don't know everything. I learn every day. I just learn every day. So you can niche down. For example, you say you're just interested in doing social media management, and just maximize on that. Maximize on that. So if you I'll always suggest you to start as an admin VA if you don't know anything, if you're not familiar with these other things, because admin skills it's like very easy to learn. As long as you're a computer literate, you're able to use your laptop, your computer, it's so easy to learn these admin skills. And how do you reach out to a person who has sent you a request on LinkedIn and there is no option for you to add a note unless you upgrade? Yeah, there's a limit when it comes to LinkedIn. Sometimes they say like you need to have a premium account for you to send someone a message. So what you can do, if you've sent them a request, you'll just wait for them to accept your requests. So and then you become nini, you become connected, so you can be able to send like a free message. But again, if you've not tried the trial LinkedIn, you can try. They have like I don't know how many days or a month trial whereby you can do that if you're starting out. Again, you can also pay for the premium. The premium is good because there's no limits to like the people you search, the people you Connect. What do you use to get paid? I use Sendwave and PayPal. Would you advise someone to jump in the deep end, like find a client as a beginner or find mentorship first? Okay, they I wouldn't say yes or no because you can do it, but let me tell you, it's really easy when you have someone who can mentor you, someone who has gone through this journey, someone who knows, who can guide you. That's what I mean. Yeah, it will be so easy for you, it will be smooth for you. But if you want to go the hard way, like how we went, still you can do it, because if you don't have a mentor, some things you won't know, you'll get scammed. Let me tell you, I've done free labor. I didn't have systems. I got a client and they were just scammers. I'm sure they posed as Mzungu, and I'm sure they are just like maybe a Kenyan or a Nigerian. I don't know. I just know they have these behaviors. Like Kenyans and Nigerians, they scam people on Facebook. And they gave me like so many pages of images, and they told me you need to convert this to a Word document. And that time I didn't know anything to do about ChatGPT. I don't know even if ChatGPT was launched that time. So it was manual, like reading and typing, and it was a lot of work. And I didn't get even one Kenyan shilling. I didn't even get. So I will really advise you to get someone who can be able to hold your hand. Yeah, even if you need to invest, please just invest, because remember, if you're doing freelancing, it's a business. If kama inge Okay, sorry, I forgot. If you want to start a business, maybe you don't want to be a freelancer VA, but you want to start selling clothes, you must invest in the stock. So the same way, even in freelancing, it's not just that you must invest in something, not necessarily money, but you can even invest your time and energy. You see, that time you invest into like gain a knowledge or learn a skill. What are the perks of having a mentor? Please talk about what difference it makes having one and how to connect. Yeah, that's what I've said. The difference is that you won't have to go, you'll avoid so many things because the journey is not smooth. The journey of you finding a client, the agencies, and since someone who has been there, they have like experience. Have someone who you can reach out to and ask them, hey AC, I've gotten this challenge and I'm working with this client. I'm trying to onboard this client and this is their communication. What do you think about it? You can brainstorm together and check, is this like a real client? Or again, they can even just find like a good mentor. Find someone who is in the space that you'd want to be, and you know just talk to them and let them be your mentor. Having a mentor is really important. I wish I did. I had someone who was in the space, the VA girl that I told you from the USA, but she wasn't my mentor. Like it was just like an overview of the field, but it wasn't like she's there for me. Have a dedicated mentor who is also involved in your process, right? At least they keep you accountable and they are available if you need someone to, like, if you need to consult about anything. What is a welcome kit? A welcome kit basically is like a PDF where you have stated the terms and condition of you working with a client. Again, on the first page, just make it like a very good. I learned this. I also just researched this, and it's a nice thing to do. Have a welcome kit. The first page, a big virtual hug to your client, welcoming them to your business. Again, in your welcome kit, you can involve a gift. If this is a big client and they're going to be paying you good money, it's very nice. It's a thoughtful gesture to like gift a new client, to like welcome them to their business. That time you really don't know your clients, you don't know like what they will have. Yeah, it's very difficult to know like what gift can I give them, but you can just do like a general gift, and include it in your welcome kit as a link or something, and even just like email them. You can go to Amazon and find them something. Amazon is very good. You can find everything in Amazon. So that's what I use. If I need to give my client, I go to Amazon and find like a gift that, I feel like they enjoy. If they're a woman or a man, okay, yeah. You can just find a gift there and ask them for their address or a gift voucher. They can even, yeah, even a gift voucher is good because they can choose whatever they want. But it's not a must. But I'm saying if it's a big client and they're paying you good money, why not? What's the difference between executive assistant and admin assistant? Executive assistant, it means you're working with big people like CEOs, founders. That's how I see it. You're working with executives. That's why you are an executive virtual assistant. An admin, you can work for anyone. Any business owner who needs like someone to do their admin stuff, you can work for them. But if you niche down like me and you say, I want to work with these big people, you now enter into that niche. To me, it's like a niche, and I prefer. I'm not saying like everyone you, I don't know, but I feel like it's a very good niche. You know why? It's not just about like, oh, CEOs will pay you good money. It's even about like watching their journey and seeing, getting inspired, getting mentored with these people. We're just seeing like how they live life, the decisions they make, the businesses they run, and you just tell yourself, one day I want to be here, you know, one day I want to be a CEO, like, you know, like them, or even like bigger than them. So there, I've seen like benefits of working with CEOs. It has really changed my mindset to life. It has really helped me grow and want more in this life, the way I handle my things, the way I organize myself. Yeah. um which is the best platform to get clients? Which is the best? I'd say LinkedIn. But again, I don't want to just say LinkedIn, because some people have gotten clients from even TikTok and Instagram and whatever, Facebook. So the first thing I say, just identify where your clients, potential clients, hang out the most. Do they hang out around Instagram? Okay, they hang out around Instagram. This is where I'm going to maximize. But I'm not saying that you focus on one platform, right? We're in the social media era. Everyone is in social media. Even if they're not active, they're consumers. They see, okay? They don't have to post for you to know they're active. They're active consumers and the ones who post. So just try each platform, but maximize on the platform that you know your potential clients hang out the most. When learning courses, are there sites where you can get certificates at the end of the courses for free? As a beginner, if can it affect your portfolio when you have no certificates? First, I will answer your first questions. Yeah, you need to do a research of the, okay, a free certificate. Maybe ALX, but right now it's not free, but it's not like much. They just charge like, I don't know, $5, and you do like a 2 months course, like, so it's like $10 and they give you a certificate. But for some, you'll do a free course, you won't be charged. But when it comes to like getting the portfolio, the certificate, you have to pay for it. So if you want like a PDF sent to you where you can, you know, print, or if you want a certificate now from originally now from there, you can pay and it can be shipped to you. As a beginner, can it affect your portfolio when you have no certificates? Not really. Not really. I'm saying not really because I did it. That's why I'm sure. Like, I didn't have the certificates because actually I was just doing the course, and then when it gets to like getting the certificates, I'm just like, I've done the course. I have the information. I have the knowledge. So I didn't really. So you can do it as long as you have something to show, something you've worked on. You can do it. Please talk about cold calling process and how to do it effectively. Oh, I think that one Nanji can answer. For me, I've done cold calling, but it wasn't like a remote role. It was like a physical role. So I've done cold calling, and mostly when you are doing cold calling, you do cold calling for businesses to like find leads. It's like a lead generation process where you call, you pitch your services, or you pitch the goods that you're selling to potential clients. So you first start by, or some companies will give you leads to call. Some they'll have, yeah, some they'll tell you, if you're working in a physical job, I'm just sure you're in charge of everything. You're finding the clients, you're looking for the clients, and you're also doing the calls. So, but if maybe it's a remote role, they have people for lead gen, and then they have, I forgot, there's a name they call the people who do the cold calling. And normally, what I see with companies, some of these companies that hire for cold calling, they take advantage. You can, okay, there's a company named Magic. Magic, there's a time they were hiring for such a role and they were paying, well, they were paying 100. So it's not bad, especially if you're beginning. So um for cold calling, some companies I've seen they pay you with a commission. I don't advise you doing that unless you take it as an internship for you, because they'll pay you commission wise depending with with the number of clients who will buy the services or buy the goods that you're pitching. Now you have successfully gotten a client. What do you give them to pay? As in, is it an account number? Ama, how do they get to pay? It depends with the platform that they're paying you. So if it's PayPal, you can do an invoice in PayPal and then add their email, their PayPal email. Basically, it will just send them the invoice and they're just supposed to click somewhere and they'll pay you from their account. If it's Sendwave, for example, they have to download that app and put in your details as the recipient, and when it's time to pay you, they just put the amount that they want to pay you and they pay you. So you need to learn about these different platforms. There are HubSpots where freelancers hang out as well. Yeah, there are co-working spaces, but I forgot. Mostly Westlands, you will see this. Just research by the just go to Google and research working spaces. There are very many working spaces where you can even go and network with other freelancers, people who are in the same space as you, which is really, really important. What kind of questions do clients or agencies ask during interviews? Basically, the basic interview questions like you introduce yourself, the number of skills, the number of experience that you have. They'll also want to ask you a personal question. Some will ask you what's your personality. So it's important to know your personality. Um, or some will even tell you to do a personality test. So it's important for you to know which personality you are. And what else? Basically, they'll just want to know about your experience and I feel like sneezing. And you know, for the clients, they'll just want for the clients actually it's not an interview. As I said, it's not like a client, it's a client asking questions and you answering. It's not an interview. You get to even ask them questions. They just want to know about your business, and then they'll explain their pain points and you'll explain how you're going to handle them. Oh God. As admin VA, who are the ideal clients to target? Okay, as admin VA, you can target like it's broad, it's like general. I feel like each and every business does admin work. Each and every business in the world does admin work. So that means they do file organization, they do email management, they do calendar management, they do what else? They do lead gen, like to find their clients. They do data entry, like for example, for the leads, they need to organize them in a file. They do communication, so between them and their client, that's part of being an admin VA. They also do research, a lot of research. So basically, any business, what you can do, you can niche down and say, I just want to target people who are working in the real estate. So realtors, and those will be your target clients. If you don't want to be everywhere and do anything, yeah, you can niche down in terms of the business. Focus on the business, on the field. If it's the beauty space, you want to focus the people who have like beauty, whatever businesses. Yeah. Which app do you get a contract or or you also use Trello? I have like one contract template that I use, but when it comes and I didn't get it from somewhere. I just researched and I also used ChatGPT to like, I read like different contracts, and especially since it's the agreement between you and your client that you're including to your contract. It's not like the 8 pages that you find the agencies giving you it's the contract. If you're working with a client, it will just be a simple contract, 3 pages, 4 pages maximum. So it's easier because you're just going to include that whatever you agree. You just need to have a template of how a professional contract is done. So you can find that through YouTube research, ChatGPT, and Google. You can also find examples of contracts between a freelancer and a client. Still with Nanji, I don't know if Nanji shared her. Okay, yeah. I think Nanji, if you're still in the live, you can share your contact. If she is not able to and you're following me on TikTok, I think you can just go and do a search on my following list or followers list. What did I do now? Oh, I can't see this message. Okay. Oh God. Love this take on joining recruitment agency like you. I don't know, I've hidden that question from Edina Candy. Please, I'm so sorry. Can you repeat your question? I can't see it. I don't know what I've done. Can you give us tips on how to conduct yourself during the discovery call? So be natural. That's the first thing. It's not an interview, and that's why I don't like the name interview. First, interview, it has like a lot of anxieties around like the interview. Oh, because it's just you being asked like a lot of questions, right? Kick-off call. Just know you're going to pitch your business, and the other client is going to tell you about their business and how you can collaborate. So be natural, be professional, dress professionally. Don't do too much color. I prefer like just neutral colors like nudes or black, brown. Yeah. Don't do like what is it, luminous green. Don't do such. We are avoiding your client from getting distracted and focusing on something else. Have like a clear background like this one. We are avoiding also distractions. Make sure your laptop is working well, your mic is working well. And also don't be, if you're a bubbly person, I say don't be too bubbly. Some will get turned off by you being you don't be like over bubbly. You can be bubbly, but don't do it too much of something, if you're an introvert also, don't freeze, don't just be, oh yeah, at least speak up. And before the kickoff call, at least you have time to prepare, so you'll go there with confidence. Be confident. Always make sure, okay, most of the time, or like 99% of the time, kickoff calls, you have to do it maybe a Zoom or a Gmeet, but your video will be on, so you're able to see your client. Because remember, they're from maybe like from the United States. You need to like see each other, so you need to get comfortable with the camera. If you're not comfortable with the camera, if you don't want to put like the whole screen, you don't want to see yourself, some people find it cringe, so you can just minimize, but make sure you're seeing your client. Minimize your screen, make sure you're seeing your client, so that you come off confident. Practice. Make sure you're eloquent, you're able to articulate yourself very well and explain yourself, like, I don't know, I just say when you go to the kickoff call, make sure you're coming out of the kickoff call with a client. I hope the questions are not so many. I feel like Nalemeo, can you give us tips on how? Okay, sending proposals. Yeah. Okay, how do you do a cold pitch? There are different ways. It's more like an elevator pitch. You don't have to have like a long pitch. There are different ways. You can do email cold pitching, or you can reach out direct messaging, of which I've said, I don't know. You have the free will to try anything, and whatever works for you, just go with it. So me, when I was starting, I tried doing cold pitching with messages, reaching out to people, cold pitching, but it wasn't working. Most of the time I'll get like very small responses compared to me trying to first like network and build the rapport, and now I can now find like a comfortable space to pitch myself. Have a strategy. My LinkedIn is Esther Kagwaini. If my moderator can put like my handles there. It's Esther Kagwaini. How do you avoid scammers? You avoid scammers by having a good system. If it's the onboarding system, have a good onboarding system. No scammer will But I've seen this. I've ever went to like a kickoff call with a scammer, but they didn't show their face. It was weird. And make sure you sign the contract. You'll just know during this process of your onboarding, there's no way you'll get to work with a scammer and you've taken them through your onboarding process. They have signed, they have done whatever. There's no way. You've logged in their accounts. There's no way. Alafu, there are jobs which you just see and you know they are scammers. So, for example, the ones that I've seen is you converting something to, I don't know, it does not make sense. And normally you find it's other VAs taking advantage of the beginners or other freelancers taking advantage of the beginners. They have work they've been given with their client, but they create a page posing as Mzungu there, and then they say they're offering a job and they give you a job. You've not done like the onboarding and they give you a job and you work for free. And for them, they'll just be a reviewer of the work you've done. So there are those jobs. Any job that is any you've spoken to someone and they've told you come to LinkedIn. This is a link to telling. I see this on Facebook. Oh, I'm looking for 20 virtual assistant. People are in the comments. Oh, I'm interested. I love who they get a DM on their Facebook. Text me, text the I don't know the project manager on Telegram. Just know that's a straight scam. So you need to learn. I'm not saying you won't encounter scammers, you will, but when you have a system as a freelancer and you have all those boundaries, everything is set up, you'll avoid. You're welcome. Is it better if clients pay upfront or give a payment plan? It depends now. Yeah, when I was starting out, I was so scared of getting scammed because I had gotten scammed, but not in terms now of offering like free labor. You can tell your clients, I prefer being paid upfront. If they don't agree, some may not agree because maybe they have like a system on how they do their payments in terms of like even them tracking their expenses. So what you do, you make sure that you get paid when you're starting out. Get paid weekly. Yeah, I feel like weekly you won't. It will be like a 1 week. Every job has a risk. Let me tell you guys, everything has a risk. So don't prolong the risk of you doing free labor. So just tell them you prefer you doing a 1 week, getting paid weekly, and then now from there, when you're starting, even if they emphasize that they pay maybe bi-weekly, I don't advise you taking a client who pays monthly unless you're comfortable with it. If you have one client and you get paid after a month, I feel like it's too long and it's just like being employed. So I feel like if it's better when it's weekly or bi-weekly. Thank you so much for creating this session. Will you advise someone to take clients from different yeah, if you're able to handle, cause sorry, you'll find clients who are in the USA. We're not in the same time zone. You'll find some in the EST time zone, Mountain time zone, Pacific time zone. So if, for example, you check like we are 8 hours ahead from those who are in the EST time zone, and from this time to this time I can be able to work for this client, then you're free to do it. You Unless you're working for someone in the that is in your country, that's when you're going to do what? That's when you're going to be working the same time zone. But just know if you're doing remote for international clients, you'll be in the different time zones. You just have to check if it's something you can be able to handle. For email and calendar management, do you ask for passwords from clients so you can have access to their accounts, or do they allow access feature on Gmail or Google Calendar? It depends with what your client is comfortable with, but I just prefer them of giving you their passwords. It's easier to manage their accounts that way. And it also depends with how do you, if the clients view as an expert, who someone who knows what they are doing, and also you've indicated in the contract that you're, I'm forgetting the word, but you've indicated that for your clients, every information that they give you, you handle it with care, and no one else is accessing your laptop or anything like that, right? Because some will even want you to do their tracking of their expenses. you're going to do bookkeeping for them. So you really need to be, I'm forgetting the word, but as a virtual assistant, you really need to um be at come out as someone who your clients can trust with their personal information. Oh God. I think for the other questions, how do you have scammers? How do you have scammers when getting a client? Should I ask for salary first? I think I explained about the scammers. You will encounter them, but when you have a system, you'll be able to filter them out. In terms of payment, do you mean $10 per hour? Yes, I meant $10 per hour. Can someone? Can you be someone's mentor? I do, but I do that after, like, for example, if I've trained you, I train people, but I train people who have the skill. Normally, I focus on training you about the business part and how to go about agencies, how to go about freelancer platforms, and also like how to package yourself well to reach out to clients. We do everything. Normally, it's a 2 week training intense, whatever, and then after that, I be like your long term mentor. As long as we are in the same field, I automatically be your mentor. So yeah, because I can't be everyone's mentor. So yeah, specialized in social media, and I've been doing courses, and I'm now wondering where can I volunteer or do internship to get experience. Okay. I'd advise you identifying your potential clients and reach out to them. Though social media is sensitive because you need, like, okay, unless you're being added as an admin to an account. Oh, sorry guys, I'm getting worse. I don't feel like I'll be able to finish all these questions. Unless because you need like their passwords to, to join the accounts. You know what you can do? You can just find someone and volunteer, even if it's not too long, to manage the account, even someone and try and grow that account, like whatever. For example, if your friend has a business and they have a business page, offer managing their business page and see the growth that you will make when you get that from where you got that account to where you'll get it, and you can use it to in your portfolio, because social media somehow it's very sensitive for you to like get a task from someone you barely know. Should I upload my portfolio in LinkedIn? Yeah, very important. Have it in your featured section. And I advise, if you're doing a Canva portfolio, okay, generally do a website portfolio, in that when you do an update to your portfolio, the same link, you can use the same link for whichever updates you'll be doing. How do you know how okay, my moderator, please tell me when I can end this mini live. I think the question I'm getting so many. How do you know who your potential clients are? Like, how did you know you wanted to work with CEOs and founders? Oh, for me, how did I know, by the way? How did I know? I think it was just an interest, like, it was just an interest. I was also doing like a business, and I viewed myself as the CEO of my business, and I was like, I want to work with high level people. That's what I want. Like, just as I said, I want to get mentored by CEOs, and especially I was just focusing on women first when I started. I just wanted a woman who is a CEO. She runs, and I wanted to learn from them. Okay, yeah, I'm being told I should be winding up. How do you pitch yourself to a potential clients on LinkedIn? Like the process, do you go directly to the point to befriend them first? Please talk about it. The full. Yeah, I've said that, Marion. Hi, Marion. By the way, um, first of all, you befriend them, you build the rapport, you reach out to them, and then check something to do with whatever business they are doing, and show an interest in their journey. And there's just something about someone showing, you see what, everyone who has a company or a business, let me tell you, that is like their child. They have a vision for it, and it's just a sweet spot. When you mention something to do with their business, or you just show interest in whatever they are doing, they're going to get interested. And then when you befriend them, when you build rapport, with time you're going to find time to pitch yourself. For me to get looking for a job, I need a portfolio, LinkedIn profile, and what else? A resume, a portfolio, a good LinkedIn. Because you are working remotely, you need to put yourself out there. So there must be somewhere where they can go and check. Yeah, appointment setting for the people who do cold calling. Thank you so much for the yeah, okay. Okay. I was asking your take on joining recruitment agents. Guys, I'm getting worse. Recruitment agency for VA. I wanted Eve to help us understand. Okay, I advise you following Eve and having like a chat with her. Please, please, please. Yeah. If you don't find her, you can maybe, I don't know, you can text me or how am I going to do this? Or I can just maybe I can get a section of what when she was speaking like during this linear, and then I'll post it on my page and put her details there if she's comfortable to. Oh, I've hidden another comment from Nelias. I don't know. For a new client, do you release the work before payment, or how do you handle it to avoid being scammed? I said just give it like a short period of working, like 1 week. Yeah, because some of the work you don't need to keep it. If you're managing their calendar and you're doing it on a daily, how are you going to keep it until they pay you? Yeah, I'm seeing people are connecting. That's so good. Um, my LinkedIn is Esther Kagwaini, Kagwaini. Esther Kagwaini. How much do you charge daily as a beginner? Charge $10 per hour minimum, but you can even get low. It just depends with how. Normally, by the way, how you charge, how your rates depends with your needs. If you have bills to pay, rent, those should be factors. If you have Wi-Fi, if you have whatever tools that you need to pay. How do you push your LinkedIn? Okay, guys, getting what? And I think I've done at least, or like, well, I'm seeing so many questions, but unfortunately, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to be able to answer these the other questions. So what we are going to do, please follow me on my socials. TikTok AC there underscore Eva. I share informative videos there. And soon maybe I don't know, I can start doing it on YouTube also. Follow me, let's connect. I'm also going to, if this has been helpful, I can just get feedback from you guys also. I can also come up now with master classes where we niche down to a topic. I'm going to be teaching about this, okay? It was a lovely session. I'm so sorry it got me when I have like a bad flu, and so I've even struggled just to like come here. Yeah, you're much welcome, Joy. Thank you for everyone who showed up. And I think I'm going to end our live here. It was a beautiful session, I believe. And the guests that we had, I believe you've gotten here with something. You're not the same way you came, please. And may you tap in the grace that God has given us. For those that we have clients and their jobs, may you tap on that grace. May God give you whatever need that you want. If you want a client or a job, may you tap into that grace, because I've seen it with myself. Clients have brought themselves to me. So may you tap into that grace. May God bless you. And I love you guys. And I'm so happy I've done this. Now my heart is at peace. Bye. Thank you. Bye.